Today we're going to take a quick look at song settings in pattern music. Song settings can be adjusted when you create a new song, or they can be modified at any point from the settings palette. As the name would imply, song settings affect the entire song, thus they affect all the instruments. Tempo is probably the most obvious song setting and determines the length of a quarter note or one beat. Tempo can be set directly with the slider in beats per minute, or it can be set with the Tap Tempo button, so you can match the tempo interactively with another song, such as something in your iPod music library, or with a live performance. Tempo is also the only song setting that affects the sound of your pattern music song. It quite obviously speeds things up or slows them down. It's pretty straightforward. Next, we'll look at time signature. Time signature is a music structural guide and simply refers to the number of quarter notes per bar. The default time signature is 4/4, often referred to as common time, so that's 4 quarter notes per bar. That's reflected in pattern music in the pattern editor with small dots that break up the horizontal columns of notes. Other time signatures available are 3/4 and the more unusual 5/4. Note that changing the time signature does not change the duration of instrument patterns in your song. A 16-note long pattern will still be 16 notes long if you change the time signature from 4/4 to 3/4. So you need to go in and do that yourself if you want that change. But the instrument pattern length setting will help you align the pattern length to an integral number of bars, so we've tried to make it easy. The last song setting we're going to look at is the scale. Scales in pattern music are a very powerful tool that we will look at in more depth in other tutorials. But briefly, it's useful to understand that the current scale determines which notes are displayed in the pattern editor for a song. Scale allows you to choose from a wide range of musical styles and modes by telling pattern music to only display the notes that go together for that style of music. The default scale is the chromatic scale, which displays all the notes available, 12 notes per octave, just like a piano. But when you choose another scale, such as the major scale in C, only the notes belonging to that scale are displayed. In the case of the C major scale, you will notice that the black keys are removed from the editor. Any notes that were already set are all still there and will still play, but the notes aren't editable if they aren't in the current scale. Pattern music will give you a little hint if a note is present, but isn't displayed in the current scale with a small rectangular box in the gap where the missing notes would lie. Typically, you pick a scale when starting a new song, and you stay in that scale as you continue to work. We want to encourage you to experiment with the different scales in pattern music. It's a really powerful feature for song and melody creation, and scale changes are non-destructive. You can always get back to a view of all your notes by pressing the All Notes button, which switches back to the chromatic scale. That's it for song settings for now. So dive in, experiment, and have fun.